Welcome to The Holistic Entrepreneur with success coach, holistic nurse practitioner, and best-selling author, Bonnie Groessl. Bonnie shares inspirational and enlightening content to educate, empower, and facilitate well-being while nurturing the mind-body-spirit connection. This boost of positive energy will help you manage stress and make the most of your life, allowing you to thrive in the new normal. Now, please welcome the host of The Holistic Entrepreneur, Bonnie Groessl.
Well, welcome everyone. This is Bonnie Groessl, your host here at The Holistic Entrepreneur. I'm so grateful that you're sharing your valuable time with me each and every week. I so appreciate you. Now, if this is your first time listening, welcome. And if you've tuned in before, welcome back. I hope that you find this will be another valuable episode with tips and insights to help you toward your enhanced well-being. And I always want to remind everyone that the information shared here is educational, inspirational, and motivational in nature, but I want you to take what fits for you and simply let go of the rest. This show does not intend or imply to be a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. Now, the other thing that I always want to remind you of when we get on the show is to take a moment for you. You deserve it. I want you to take a moment, just stop if you can, unless you're driving or something, but take a moment to just stop and breathe. But breathe with intention, noticing your breath. Just stop. Just take this moment for you. Notice the air coming in and the air going out. And notice you. Notice what a beautiful human being you are. Feel all the love that is out there for you. Each and every week, I want you to just stop, to just remind you to stop and notice. Now, this may be the only moment that you take for yourself, but it's so important for your well-being. The more that you can do this, the better. And remember to check out the show page before you leave today. There are links to connect with me at bonniegroessl.com, as well as anything else that we talk about. And I'd love to hear how you're doing, how it's going, how you're making it through this period of your life with all the stress that's going on in the world. Take time to put a post on the Facebook page, if you would. Your progress, questions you have. Feel free to private message me or to tag me, and we can have a conversation. The link is on the show page below. Now today, we're talking about loving yourself. We started that conversation a little bit last week, talking about love in general. But now we're going to talk about loving yourself in a little bit more depth. You know, sometimes people think of self-love as being narcissistic or having a big ego, but it's really totally the opposite. Self-love means you accept you as you are. You feel worthy, and you don't need kudos from other people just to feel worthy. You feel worthy in and of yourself. You also value your well-being and happiness. If you love yourself enough, just as you are, whatever happens on the outside world, what people say, what's going on in your situation, none of that stuff matters. Because self-love means that you love yourself no matter what. And you're taking care of your own needs, and you're not sacrificing your well-being just to please other people. For some people, loving themselves unconditionally is too much of a leap, and I get that. Sometimes they think they love themselves because when they have a good hair day or they accomplish something, they feel good and they think, oh yeah, I love myself. But remember, that's conditional love. I'm talking about getting to the point where you're comfortable in your own skin and you can acknowledge that you can't control whatever happens in the outside world anyway. But you know what? It doesn't matter. But it has to begin with self-acceptance, because for many people, unconditional love is just something that is too far away from them. And it isn't something that, okay, now today I love myself unconditionally and now I'm good for the rest of my life. No, it's kind of a work in progress. You're always working on it. So if you start with self-acceptance, it's a really great place to start. And if you struggle with self-acceptance and self-love, you may need to begin with just one part of you. a trait that you have, or a part of your body, like your eyes or your smile. And love that part of you. Loving yourself doesn't mean you have to be the smartest, the most talented, the most beautiful person in the world. Instead, you love yourself and accept all of you, warts and all. Learn to appreciate those so-called shortcomings sometimes, or the things that you don't think are so good, because that's what makes you who you are. When you love yourself, you have compassion for yourself. And how many times do we not have compassion for ourselves? Do you take better care of your friends and loved ones than you take care of yourself? Well, if you do, if that's you, you're not alone. I think many women especially fall into this. As a woman, you're probably used to being the caretaker, the one who fixes everything. Whether you're a mom or not, some of that's genetic and some of it is socialized. So the next time you criticize yourself about something, take a moment and just ask yourself, if somebody else did this, would I be so critical? Probably not. We are our own worst critics. I think it's just human nature. I mean, self-love is a skill and it takes practice. But it isn't the same as instant gratification. Buying yourself something or eating an entire pizza because you feel it might make you feel good for the moment, but the feeling doesn't last. Now, that's not to say that occasionally it's healthy to treat yourself because it shows you deserve it. Now, maybe a whole pizza is a bit much, but it's important to feel worthy. That's self-love. So treat yourself from time to time. Take a break. Take a nap. Recover from time to time. Do something nice for yourself. Do something for you. That me time. It doesn't mean you're selfish. Just the opposite. It shows that you love yourself and you feel worthy. Self-love means giving yourself what your brain, your body, and your soul needs for the marathon. That is life, right? Life is not a sprint. It's a marathon. We're here for a while. So here are some practices to encourage self-love for you if you need a little help with that. Start every day by telling yourself something really positive. How well you handle the situation, how awesome you look today. I mean, anything that will make you smile. And as I said, if you find this difficult, start with one part of your body that you can send love to. Maybe it's your smile or your eyes or whatever. Send love to that and really be proud of that. Look at yourself in the mirror and find the parts of you that you love. We all have something. Fill your body with healthy, nutritious food and drink that nourishes your body. That body that you love. Remember, you love your body, right? Move that gorgeous body of yours every day and learn how to love the skin you're in. Notice your thoughts and words. This is so important. There's an inner critic inside of all of us trying to keep us small and thinks that they're keeping us safe, but really it's debilitating a lot of times. Remember, we get what we focus on. So the thoughts that you have and the words that you say, notice those. Are they positive and loving towards you, or are they on the negative side? And then surround yourself with people who love and encourage you. Let them remind you how amazing you are. And stop the comparisons. There is no one in the whole world exactly like you. So don't compare yourself to somebody else because there is no comparison. You are a unique human being, just like a snowflake. And end any toxic relationships you might have. Anyone that makes you feel less than, it shouldn't be in your sphere, right? Now, this can be difficult sometimes. If it's a family member or a good friend or your partner, try to do what you can to limit the time with those people. We all know those people. You engage in a conversation or with someone and you just feel icky afterwards, or you feel worse than you did before. Those are toxic relationships, so minimize those. And if you do need help, like it's your partner, that's kind of a serious issue because you probably live together, so get some professional help. And then celebrate your wins, no matter how big or small. Don't wait for the big ones because they're not going to come. You should be celebrating wins from every day. I do that every day. I think of what went right today, what I did right. And it might just be, I made a good dinner. I mean, it doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be anything huge. Pat yourself on the back and be proud of what you've achieved. And then step outside of your comfort zone and try something new. It's amazing the feeling you get when you've achieved something that you didn't think you could do or didn't know that you could do before. Doing new stuff is actually really good for your soul. And embrace and love the things that make you different. This is what makes you special, what makes you unique. So your action step is a little exercise that I've used with my patients over the years. And I call it your list of priorities. Now for this, you're going to need a piece of paper and a pen or pencil. And I want you to make a list of all the things that are a priority in your life. At least 5 or 10. More is better, but at least 5 at a minimum. What is really important to you in life? It might be things like God, your family, your job, whatever. And reflect on this. Be really honest about this. Just think of what you hold as most important in your life. And now I'm going to give a little spoiler alert here. When you've made the list, I want you to take a look at it. And I want you to identify where you are on the list. My experience has been that most times my clients are not even on the list. And if that's you, make sure that you take some of the suggestions we talked about from today's show and implement them. Remember, it's perfectly okay to start with self-acceptance. Honor, accept, and value who you are in this moment. You don't have to go to unconditional love right away. It's not as, it's hard for some people, and I get that. So just do the best you can. The big thing is, don't beat yourself up. Don't think that you can do this wrong. There is nothing wrong because you are perfect the way you are. So your action step today is to do this list of priorities, this little exercise that I just went through for you, and see if any of these things that we talked about today resonate with you and that you can incorporate them into your life. So I hope that you found today's episode helpful. And until next time, I wish you health, happiness, and abundance. I want to thank you for joining me at the Holistic Entrepreneur Show today. I know that time is our most precious asset, and so I appreciate you spending your time with me. Now, my purpose is to be of the best service to this community. Whether it's your personal or your work life, I'm here to support you. The best place to get the latest scoop is at bonniegroessl.com. Everything is there. We can connect, and you'll find special offers and gifts that I have for you to help you attain the health, happiness, and abundance you deserve. And I encourage you to sign up for my monthly newsletter for more useful information and exclusive offers. The links are on the show page below. And finally, don't forget to subscribe to the Holistic Entrepreneur Show on your favorite podcast directory so that you automatically receive the newest episode when it's released. Until next time, this is Bonnie Groessl, wishing you health, happiness, and abundance.